So this is an activity I started doing maybe 20 years ago. It's a great activity you can do with individual patients. All my peers at work, all the staff have made their Life Journey bracelet. It's just a really cool, other staff bring patients. Does everybody know where I'm from? Nobody knows? Okay. So anyway, I work at the West End Co-op as part of the Greenville Hospital System. And so I literally have been there for 21 years, and I worked on inpatient for 10, and now outpatient Rutgers CPs for 11. And so started out as a recreational therapist, and then started the OTA program here, and dropped out because I was so old. I said, let me just go ahead and work on that, because I knew I was going to keep going to school. So I didn't drop out as much as I just took all the units that I had and transferred them to, and working on my master's and then doctorate in occupational therapy. So loved studying, loved research. And so I'm going to talk to you about this program, the West End. I've done a lot of program development with it. My boss, Dr. Sheldon Herring, started it in 2002, and then I came around in 2005 and kind of took over and started just adding tons of programs and program development to the West End Co-op. So this is a different way of doing OT, very unique. It's kind of on the cutting edge. Have been able to take it to the AOTA convention and share that with folks when I did a presentation in Chicago last year. And then it's just, I'll show you, how using the real world activities work through, research and through personal stories. And some of the main things we'll be talking about, would just be you being a therapist and connecting with your patients. It makes the biggest difference. So it's really, I've got a crazy easy philosophy for therapy for any therapist, which makes it easy. And so the diagram is trust, developing trust first, and then you're able to perform skills. They'll be able to, the skill development will come because you've built on trust first, and then you'll always, 100% of the time, have positive outcomes. So it doesn't matter, I've never seen it fail, ever. So if you start with trust, you will definitely be able to develop skills with that person. And if you've been in charge of that person's life for 1 hour, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, you're in charge. So you make the impact. So I could have come in here and said, and just been like this, humdrum, and not really give y'all much instruction, say y'all can get you a bead if you want to. But I'm controlling the atmosphere. I'm controlling the temperature in here. So I've been put in charge of your life for the next hour, 2 or 3 or 4, whatever. No, I'm just kidding, I won't be that long. But literally, that's a huge charge. I mean, as a therapist, you're in charge of someone else's life. So to me, and my dad taught me this a long time ago, is witness. WITHNESS, not witness, witness. So being with a person, mentally, physically, and spiritually, being with them, I mean, every bit of who you are is with them, every bit of who they are. And so I'm starting out with this exercise because it's a cool, easy one that our physical therapists, our occupational therapists, our speech therapists, everybody, almost all across the board in the building, it's a multidisciplinary and outpatient, facility, and the inpatient, they're doing it now, started it over there a long time ago, and they it's a wonderful activity to get to know your patient, and your patient, you show them that their life's important. We're just doing one component of it, and this is just good conversation, is all this is. It's good conversation. But it's personalized, and it's, talking about your life journey. So it's kind of a cool, easy key activity for opening up with a patient and getting to know them. And so I want you guys, with your bead, I'm going to go ahead and, this is an occupational task. So you may help somebody tie their shoe, and they're just blown away that day because they were able to tie their shoe. So, it's activities of daily living. Y'all are learning the fact that it doesn't matter what it is. If they like arts and crafts, that's what you do. And that's the coolest thing I think about being an OT is just being able to say, what do you want to do, and doing it. I mean, that's amazing. Whatever comes out of their mouth, I'm finding out from them what's gonna heal them. The answer's not in you, it's in the person. It's never in you. We always get this, so many therapists can get a complex and think they've got all the answers until we realize the healing power for each individual person's in them, what's gonna heal them. And if you're not willing to find that out, then you're not gonna be a good therapist. But if you are willing, a good therapist can reach into the life of any other person and find out what it is that's gonna help heal them and offer it right back up to them. And that's what you do for therapy. So I've kind of got a cool setting where it's set up so that you can do that really easy. Like, it doesn't matter in the co-op what they say. If he says, I work on motorcycles, I go get broken motorcycle and bring it in the building. We work on broken motorcycles. So it didn't, the sky's the limit there. So I've basically developed a space and a place that works with my personality. And that's what we can do. We can do that in small quantity. Anybody can do that. You develop a workspace, your work ethic, develop the culture around you that fits you and can help everybody else be able to be who they are. So let's go back to the activity. So this is just a basic activity that we're gonna do. This is a good OT task, teaching somebody how to tie knots. So take your bead off the piece of leather. And so just take the leather and take the top of the leather and bend it down. So you have maybe 2 inches. So this is not really 2 inches, but you got 2 inches. And then take the top of it, and this is just a trucker's hitch. You're just tying it in itself, so that you have the opening about the size of your bead. So I'm gonna do it again. So everybody's at different levels of function. When you have patients, somebody, if you're tying a knot with them, you may have to put your hands on top of their hands. I don't care if it's helping them pull up their underwear, I don't care if it's washing their face. You might have your hands, it's called hand over hand. You're gonna have your hands on top of their hands doing it to help them do whatever they need to do. Some people wouldn't even need to look at it. You could just tell them, that's our engineers. You got an engineering head, I can just give you information. And guys love that. The guys that come in my shop, they'd rather me just tell me and I'll just do it myself. I don't wanna watch you do it. Then a lot of people are on hands, and a lot of people just need to see a demonstration. Most of us are visual people, we just wanna see it done. All right, so 2 inches, you may have to go a little longer, and then drop the top down, and you're just tying a knot within itself. And so that's for a little bitty bead. It's definitely, my bead's not gonna fit. All right, so adjust that little knot and see if you can just get that. So I work with head injury patients. So it's fascinating, it's unbelievably fun, but the biggest thing that we deal with is frontal lobe injuries, executive functioning, and so these neurological pathways have been damaged, and so the sequencing of this can be really hard for some patients. And so I could do it for them, but if I let them figure it out, then that will promote their brain being able to figure out other stuff. So letting them go through something that simple. So I might spend a whole therapy session for 45 minutes waiting for their frontal lobe to be able to do this. And you think, oh wow, are you just really, that's like wasting money? No, it's not. Because then they will be able to generalize that information. I have waited, it was like maybe 20 minutes for a guy doing a pattern with the paracord and coming in to see if he had carryover from the previous time. And he was like, I forgot the pattern. So it took almost 20 minutes. Another guy was about 9 or 11. It's different for different folks. And you decide when it becomes too frustrating for them, but letting a head injury person figure it out is so key. So he was like, oh, I know another guy in the building that knows how to do it. Let me go see if I can. I was like, great, problem solving. So he went to ask Matt, one of the other therapists. He was busy. He was like, oh no, I'm busy with a patient right now, sorry. So he had to come back to the co-op. He was like, he was busy. And so I'm like, that's okay, what else could you do? What else could you do? 20 minutes later, he said, well, I wonder if I could Google it. I'm like, yeah, you can Google it. That's awesome. I'm not going to be at home to tell him he can look it up and Google it. Right. So I could have told him, but then when he gets home, he doesn't Google it because he didn't come up with it. So it's being quiet is huge for our head injury folks and letting them figure it out. Has everybody figured this out? Anybody need some help? It's okay if you have some visual perceptual skill problems. One of the best OTs in our building can't do this. So it's not like the end of, I don't want you to feel bad if you can't do this. Sometimes, you know, we have talents in different areas. You're a great people person and you really are good with relationships, but you cannot tie this knot, and that's okay. That's when you improvise and you say, here, other OT, do this for me. And you can do that. That's when we support one another. All right, so everybody's got that. All right, so now we go down to the other end and we tie a knot on the other end, but we want this knot to land on this side. The bead's gonna be on this side, so you gotta measure on your wrist, where's this gonna land? I want that bead to land right where this hole is, so I'm gonna have a little extra leather. So put it as far down this piece of leather as it needs to go in order to land where it needs to land so it fits you perfect. So now we just got technical. So now we just got a little harder.
The same knot?
Huh?
The same knot?
Not that knot. This knot's different. Drop that one. That's where the beads, this is the slot the bead's going in. So you're tying one knot on the other end and let that knot, think about your bead is going to go on it. So let me thread my bead real quick. So you can put it on that one knot to see if you got it right. So this is for my friend, Jolly Green Giant. So literally you want this to land so that fits your wrist perfect. So tie that knot in the right place.
Do you need to be able to slide it open and close to get on and off her wrist, or?
Nope. Yeah, you need to be able to button it and unbutton it.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
this is your button. This is
okay.
this bead is your button.
Oh, you're wanting it.
This bead represents what holds you together in life.
Okay.
So,
I got you.
so this holds your bracelet on. You get it? Isn't that cool analogy? So if it comes undone, it really isn't what holds you together in life. No, it just means you tied it wrong. I'm just kidding. So who's got a cool bead that represents something that holds them together? Who wants to share? What's your?
I've got a little mouse, and it's a couple different things. It's animals kind of ground me, and they're like my moment of zen. And then it's also to appreciate the small things in life. And then also you got some flowers on the back, and it's just kind of take time to stop and smell the flowers. So just don't get caught up in it.
Good.
That was so sweet.
Good. All right, who else? Y'all keep trying to tie.
Can I get a longer piece of?
Yeah, definitely. Good deal. Good knowing that you needed one.
Can we make this?
I cut some of them short on purpose, and a lot of these beads didn't fit on, I don't know if y'all noticed, didn't fit on your leather, because a lot of times we don't get to pick how some of the life things that happen to us can be frustrating, and we get some hard knocks. Can anybody can relate to that? So I always do this with my patients so that they can work through that frustration, and that definitely symbolizes, you know, a portion of our life. Once you get that on, tie a knot on the other side, and let's get somebody else sharing. Who else has another a bead they want to share? Well, I'll hold you together. Tie a knot on the other side, and then we'll pass the scissors around. You can cut this little extra excess off if you have like a big piece of leather. But see if it fits together perfect. Untie it, retie it. So you get like a bracelet that fits you. This is your life journey bracelet. We want you to start adding beads to it that represents your life. So who else needs? Who else wants to share a bead? Somebody else share one. Who else? Come on, this is how we get to know each other a little bit better. Come on. Go ahead.
Okay. My bead is pretty simple, but it has some little etchings on it. It's got a leaf on it, and the blue reminds me of a lot of the pots and plants that I have in my room that just kind of calm me. And the leaf just reminds